Hi.
Hello.
It's a movie review.
Woo! Still alive. Na, 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 na. Girl, me something to sink on my teeth. First of all, I love Demi Lovato.
Yes.
Controversial opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. We love Demi.
Yeah.
So we just saw Scream 6, if you couldn't tell by this lovely poster we got handed as we walked in.
Cool.
I just told Ishar that I'm glad we got something from that movie because I deserve a prize for sitting through it and only covering my eyes a few times.
If you guys do not know, I am a Scream enthusiast.
Yes, I bought her that shirt.
Sweatshirt. For my birthday? Was it my birthday or was it Christmas?
I think it was your birthday.
Birthday? Okay.
You didn't get your Scream knife.
Oh, should I have?
No. She also has a knife, a Scream knife.
And I have a Scream ball.
Yes, I got her that like forever ago.
Yeah, and it's still
It says ice cream for ice cream.
My favorite thing. It has blood around the ring. Why do I love Scream?
I also got you the Boy Meets World.
I know, I was going to mention that, but I was like, that's more Boy Meets World. But the reason that's one of my favorite episodes is because it's a parody of Scream.
Yeah.
And Boy Meets World is my favorite show. So, like, put them together, I'm going to love it. I love Scream because, I'm not going to go into the whole thing, but I like horror movies. Or I do like horror movies, but I don't love them as much as I used to. I used to love horror movies. And then after watching a whole bunch of them, I watched Scream. I was like, this is amazing. This is awesome. So that is the reason why I love Scream. Because it just picks apart all the horror movies of whatever time period it's in. And also Matthew Lillard.
I don't hate Scream. Like, I mean, I don't know how you could be Ishar's anything and not be okay with Scream.
I do
like you will watch it more than once.
I make that happen, but even more so if you live with me, because you'll come down the stairs and it'll just be on.
Yes.
It wasn't available on streaming once,
so she just
and
I
immediately bought it because I gotta be able to watch it if I want to watch it.
So yeah, I had never seen Scream before I lived with her. Because I don't watch scary things. And, you know, after we're done this, we're going to watch something lighthearted so that I can go to sleep. Because I will not be able to sleep. Or I will wake up with night terrors.
Meanwhile, I might watch Scream before I
literally, we were in the theater and, like, I was, like, panicking. Like, I was, like, having so much...
Before or during?
Before. Like when we first got there.
Like you were more scared before the movie.
I was. I think it's because I was making myself panic, but I was also anxious before because we watched You today, and like that also makes me anxious. Like all of that, so it was just everything. I was already anxious, and then being in the movie, I was like, oh my gosh, and then it was just a lot. But anyway, to the point of this video, the movie Scream 6.
First off, as a Scream lover, I Scream loved it.
I guess we should start off. I've seen every movie but the third one.
I have seen every movie but the third one, basically. Like,
she doesn't remember the third one.
I watched it right after I watched the first, the second, and third one basically back to back. And then I never watched the second and third one again until we watched the second one together. So I didn't really remember those that well, and we haven't watched the third one yet, so I still don't remember. Yes. I kind of remember who, the reveal at the end, but
they mention it in this movie.
Yeah,
but I don't remember who they said it was. A lot happened in this movie.
It wasn't my favorite. I didn't
want to get too deep into just like Scream 3 stuff.
No, I wasn't gonna say that. I was gonna say that I've said multiple times that I believe that your Scream movie is as good as your Ghostface reveal. All the time. Every single time. That is what makes it I don't think
Yeah.
they're ever gonna do better than the first one, which is why the first one is the best one. But there have been some good, and there have been some not so good.
I really liked this movie. I thought it was good, despite the fact of me saying that I don't like scary things. It's more just an after effect thing. Like, I'm gonna be anxious for like a week after this, just because. But I enjoyed it. I love the characters. I love the story. This was a very good reveal. Also a very good twist, you know, being out of Woodsboro.
Just so you know, we have some like Scream videos on the channel. I know that we watched the original Scream that's on the channel that went out last year on my birthday because I wanted to watch it for my birthday. And I think a trailer watch and possibly a review from the last one, but I don't remember. I don't remember if we did a review for that.
Yeah, not sure. But yeah, so that was my overall review is that it was really good. I liked it. Still kept me on my toes.
Oh yeah.
Still kept me on my toes. I was literally just like, I don't know what's happening, and I never do. And that's the fun of Scream, isn't it?
Yeah.
You never know what you're doing.
Yeah.
I will say, they were not lying. This one is very gory.
Yeah.
It is.
It might be the most
gory. It is
of
the
all
most
of
gore.
them.
And they promoted the movie. They said this movie is more gore than it is like anything else. They were like, we get right to the killing. And let me tell you, they get right to the killing.
They really, really do.
They do not hesitate, bitch, at all. And it was funny.
Can we get into spoilers?
Yes. So if you haven't watched and you just wanted to see a nice little review, we're gonna ask you to leave.
If you don't want to be spoiled.
If you don't want to be spoiled.
If you don't care, that's your own discretion.
That's your prerogative.
But
we have people always in our comments being like, "What's wrong with not hating spoilers?"
Like, watch it if you want, but it's for
there's
the
nothing
people.
wrong.
It's just a warning.
Yeah, and also because sometimes I make the joke. There's nothing wrong with liking spoilers.
She would know better than anyone else. She spoils herself all the time. I hate spoilers.
Yeah,
but
I just think it's weird because it's fun.
Because
I think it's weird of myself to do.
It's up to you guys.
It's up to you. So bye.
Bye.
If you don't want the spoilers.
Or
hello.
We're gonna continue. I'm just gonna get it out of the way. So like the stew of it all, I'm always I just know this of myself. I'm always going to be just a little disappointed at any ghost face. It could be the best ghost face reveal ever. And I'm always going to be a little disappointed when it's not Stu. I am. He was my favorite. I have not been quiet about that. And he was the one of all of the ghost faces throughout all of the franchises, or the franchise. He was the one that had the most ambiguous death, which is why he is the one
not clear
that everybody is like.
Well, and it's funny because we were talking on the drive here, and we were like, they, being the Scream franchise that they are very aware of themselves.
They're very aware.
So they're aware that they're like, okay, we're going to make sure that you see the killer die. Mm-hmm. Like, they're going to be shot in the head. They're going to be like burned alive. They are going to be
stabbed
like
in the eye,
stabbed in the eye, in the mouth.
In the mouth.
They're like they're not coming back.
Yeah,
you will know that, because they don't want the same Stu mistake. But we were also like, if he is dead, and they're saying that he's dead, there's no way we would believe it.
There's no way.
Unless they take us back in time.
Yeah.
And we see his body being removed and then like buried and burned or something.
The only way that they could they're gonna have to like drive it in. Like the fact that they're letting it stay
and they make jokes about it.
They made a joke literally in this movie and kind of play on your expectations a little bit. I'm always gonna somewhat believe it. Yeah. Because
the joke, when they saw the TV, they were like,
that's how Stu died. And then Kirby was like, if you actually believe he's dead.
No, it was the other way.
Was it?
Yeah, Kirby said that's the TV that killed Stu. And then, what's her name? Oh, I forget that girl's name.
Sam. Tara.
Chad.
Mindy.
There we go. Mindy. I think she was the one who was like, yeah, if you believe that. I always love their, little trope talk.
Yeah.
Because she's got to break it down.
Every time.
Like, okay, here it is.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that she, gets to see the reveal next time.
She gets so upset every time.
Every time she misses it.
I thought she died.
I thought Chad died.
I
was so upset when I thought Chad died.
And I'm like, if you're gonna kill these people, do it already so I can stop getting attached.
They're gonna keep it. They're gonna keep it. I love Sam. I love her character because I love the possibilities of where this could go with her character.
I've seen people say that they don't like her and like her whole deal with her dad and everything. You guys seem like you don't like fun. I love her. I love that she's the secret baby of Billy Loomis. I like that it came out of nowhere. Yes. You can't take Scream seriously.
They don't take themselves seriously.
Thing of Scream. Like, if you take it too seriously, you're not going to have fun. You're supposed to have fun while you watch it. It is the most fun slasher film ever. That's why I like it. That's why I enjoy it.
Yeah. You're supposed to just let it be.
Yeah.
Like, they're over here making fun of themselves in every movie.
Every single movie.
Because they know that they're here for just gore, killing, and, like, fun little quips.
Yeah.
They're like...
And just, like, to mess with...
Yeah.
And talk about, like, whatever the thing is of the time. You want to talk about expectations? We saw a ghost face reveal in the opening.
Yes. First of all,
I was like, are we gonna know who Ghostface is the whole time? That's a twist.
So I was like, back to the roots of killing pretty blondes.
In the beginning. Shout out to Ready or Not. She didn't make it as far.
No.
I think I could be wrong.
I don't know why her dumbass went in that alley.
She was dumb. I think that somebody was her character in Ready or Not for Halloween, which is really cute.
First of all, two things I hate.
Okay.
Halloween and New York. So this was just terrible.
Yeah.
The whole train scene,
The train scene was
The train was the scariest part of that movie.
Yeah,
hated it.
I think she
hated it.
She stayed being in the most tense situations.
Hated it.
Yeah.
I'm like, and I'm like, that. That's why he was looking at her like that. He was looking at her real weird. He was like,
This Ghostface reveal, I liked it.
It was very good.
I liked it. Like I said, I'm always gonna have like a stomach drop when I'm like, oh, you're not Stu.
Literally the whole movie, we were like, ooh, because the things that they were saying, and I was like, and they're using like the old mask and like all of this, and I'm like, ooh,
and they keep
and he's like, it's not about the movies, and and I'm like, Stu?
They did that last time too. Like they went back to Stu's house, and we were like, oh my god, it's gonna be Stu.
But then they started,
and I think that they do that on purpose.
They do, but then Ghostface started moving around real quick. And I was like,
is that able to be Matthew?
I was like, I don't know. Like, not that, older people can't be spry and move around. But I'm like, he also got like stabbed a bunch of times and shot and like,
he got hit
and hit in the head with a TV and hit in the head with a pan. Like, I don't think he would be moving around that quickly anymore. Like, I think he would be, if he is ever a ghost face, he would be like a slow and steady wins the race.
If you didn't know that the Ghostface plan for the third one was that he was going to be orchestrating it from jail, so like, I mean, that would make sense, and that was years ago.
Yeah, and I'm like, it could still happen because Matthew Lillard is very up and at him. Yeah. He wants to do it. He's very vocal about it.
Yeah.
But yes, the Ghostface reveal was really good.
It was good. The reason why
much better than the other one.
Didn't like the last one for the fifth movie was because even though it went with the whole Scream thing of like people being obsessed with the movie, it just felt weak. Short.
Yeah. It was like, you're really doing all of this just
and like
for that.
And I know the point is that like, yeah, they're messed up. So yeah, they did all that for that, but it didn't do it for me.
No.
But I love family revenge reasons.
And it was a whole family. When I tell you, sitting in the theater,
bro, I thought there was 20 of them.
Everyone in the theater thought there was 20 of them. We were like, wait.
First of all,
how many are there?
That whole theater experience was quite fun.
It was hilarious. First of all,
hilarious.
Funny.
When we watched the 5th one, we did it somewhat late in the theater run, because I think it was one of the early movies that we had watched in theaters, and we were like, we don't want to be around people. So like, I think it was us and like 2 other people in the whole theater. This experience was much more fun and made it easier to deal with all of the stuff that was happening.
Yes.
The guy next to us caught it from the very beginning. He knew exactly who it was.
Yeah, he was like,
we were stuck on the stew of it all. And that's probably why they're always going to get me. Because I'm like, no, it's Stu. It's not them, it's Stu.
Every time it's Stu.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's a hill I will die on.
I will die on that hill. I'm fine dying on the hill.
And you know what? Then I'll be pleasantly surprised when it's somebody else.
Every time.
I'll be like, oh.
Slightly disappointed, though.
Slightly disappointed. But
he said
he called
early on. He was like,
and he stuck with it the whole time.
I know. And she literally said to me, she was like, the guy next to me thinks that it's the cop.
Because we like became friends at a certain point.
I was like, oh, does he? Oh, he's wrong. But like, everyone is a suspect.
Everyone is a suspect. I was waiting for them to say that.
They didn't have to.
They didn't have to. I mean, they basically said it.
Yeah.
He's like, you're a suspect, you're a suspect, you're a suspect.
Cute guy. I don't know his name because that's all they called him.
He was a good one, because he was like,
he said, don't trust anybody, even
me.
He
said, don't even trust me.
And then he dipped and he came back. She said, I can't trust you. He said, hey, I'll see you later. He dipped and he got the police.
Yes. He had a moment there where he was like, but you can trust me. And she was like, but you told me not to. And he was like, you're right, I did. All right, I'm gonna go.
That's
I'm
nice.
Go. It was nice. Yes, I was like,
that's a man.
Okay, and yeah, he brought the police. He brought everybody.
He did exactly what
he
needed
checked
to
on
do.
Gail and Mindy.
He did what he needed to do.
All right, I'm gonna stay on the sidelines.
Yeah,
and that's exactly how it needs to be.
And in terms of romances, Tara and Chad,
they had such good chemistry. If they want to date in real life, I fully support it.
He's fine as hell.
Oh my god,
that's a pretty man. It's a pretty man.
He is. He's quite a good face.
Yeah.
Let me just say that.
The ghost face was great in this movie because, when I say ghost face, I'm not talking about. The fun thing about Scream is Ghostface, and then the Ghostface,
and then the Ghostface
people who are Ghostface. It's like, okay, yeah, those are the people, but like Ghostface as a character, as a killer, the whole movie, like you're one person, you're a ghost, you're superhuman, like that's that person,
and they be acting like it.
Yes,
the amount of times Ghostface gets hit and gets back up, I'm like, is it the mask? Does it like give you a kind of power?
It's some kind of crazy adrenaline.
It must be
for real. So yes, Ghostface throughout the whole movie. This Ghostface went hard.
Around.
This Ghostface went crazy. There was not any hesitation. They were there to kill.
And it's funny because, in most of the movies, they're like planning it out. And they're like, no, you can't.
Because there's a movie to be made.
Yeah, they're like, you can't kill it. You can't die until the end. You can't do this, da-da-da-da. But in the very beginning, this Ghostface was like, I don't care about the movies.
Yeah.
They literally said, fuck your movies.
Yeah.
And they were out to kill.
Yeah.
They wanted blood.
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh. Ooh.
And we're really going for it. Like, they were really going for it. Oh my god. No, the train scene was bad. The ladder scene was the worst.
Oh, the ladder
scene. And I knew she wasn't gonna make it, and I knew
baby girl was not making it.
That was a bad death.
I forget her name, but R.I.P.
R.I.P.
I knew she was not making it.
That was a bad
First of all, he twisted and then went up, and then, like, she wasn't making it regardless.
No.
So.
Yeah.
And she was like, I don't want to die.
I know.
Like, oh, I know.
I know, but you're going to.
I mean, Mindy was on the brink the whole movie. I was like, girl, I know you make it to the train, and that is it.
That's it.
So once we got to the train, I was like, anybody can die now.
Anything can happen.
I knew
every time I feared for somebody, I was like, but you were on the train. But she wasn't even in the scene.
She wasn't even in the
She wasn't even in the scene because she wasn't on the train, so she wasn't even there. My mind put her there.
No, but they show you the part
where her being there.
Yeah, where she's. But I didn't know they were in different trains.
She's not in that.
They were on the same train.
She's not in that part. She in the part, but she's not in that train part.
Gail,
first of all, Gail is funny.
She's hilarious.
I'm so glad she's alive. I said goodbye to her about 5 times in the film. I just knew she was dying.
Has the will to live like no other.
Oh yeah.
Let me tell you. She's like, could even about to die, man said.
She said he ain't get me.
Tell Sydney.
And I was sitting there like, whatever you gotta tell yourself while you dying, but he ain't get her.
She's still around and kicking.
She's still alive.
Yeah, no, she refuses to die. When she dodged her punch, she was like, I knew that was coming. But
that was hilarious.
I'm sitting there like, Gail,
be better.
History is literally repeating itself. You're doing the same exact thing that you did to Sydney.
Yeah.
Why are you doing the same thing?
Like, you really
word for word, bar for bar, that was the same scene.
She said, ooh. Whole theater clapped. Then she said, ooh. Whole theater clapped again. Because, like, it's funny, but, like, I'm really happy you got him. Yeah.
What else? Just the whole, like, museum.
I
very interesting to see.
Loved it. The one girl says Stu was her favorite. I was like, girl, we're here.
Except not, because she was a killer.
She was a killer.
She said, oops, you're down a brother.
And then got shot in the head. You suck. He got stabbed in the mouth.
The mouth.
That was bad.
And then he got back up. And when they sat down, I was like, somebody's getting back up. Somebody. But I was like, I knew it's not her because she got shot in the head.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, it's either the dad or the son.
Yeah.
I knew somebody was getting back up.
Yeah.
Because they always get up.
They always get back up. One last scare.
Sam stabbed him so many times. She was like going up his arm and like down his body. She was just going.
The whole scene after they fell, and then you knew she put it on, and then the phone rang. Everybody say yes!
Everybody was clapping, cheering, laughing, because everybody was like, this is hilarious. Because you wanted her to put the mask on.
Yeah.
And now she put it on.
She dropped the mask. Pick that up, girl.
No, pick that back up.
I want that for you.
So we were talking in the car, and I was like, here's how I want it to go and how I think it's going to go. I think that because they're leading up to Sam, losing it. Like every movie, she's a little closer.
Mm-hmm.
So I think something is going to happen to Tara. Like she's probably going to die because Tara's the only thing tethering Sam to reality and like being sane. So Tara's going to die, and I feel like that's going to be a whole movie, and then she probably dies at the end. And then in the next movie, I think she's going to be Ghostface. But I want it to be a Ghostface battle. And I want her to be battling Stu. I want them to be working together. I feel it needs to be like a Loomis and Stu, like together again, you know?
That's how you got to end it.
That's how you have to end it. But see, I don't know if they want to do that because they don't want to end the franchise.
Yeah.
But because once you do that, it has to be done.
Yeah.
You can't do anymore after
that.
But
like eventually it's gotta end.
It's gotta end.
So you gotta give it an end that's worthy.
Exactly.
Which is why they're holding out on their Stu card.
But you can't just like what if that doesn't get to happen and then it just ends on whatever last movie it is, you know?
Then I guess they got the Sam card. They got the Stu card and the Sam card.
I know,
so
but
cards. I want it to be Stu. Of course I want it to be Stu. I'm always gonna want it to be Stu.
I'm just like, I feel like Stu is such a loose end that they need to tie up. And that's the perfect way to tie it up. Like, whether her and Stu are working together or it's like Ghostface v. Ghostface.
And I was saying that Stu being alive is now an almost 30-year conspiracy along with the movies at this point. Like, the fact that they have only barely spoken on it is what makes me feel like
they're planning something.
Yeah. And even like, cause like y'all, I'm well aware that Stu could just be dead.
He could be.
He really could be. I know that. I hate it,
but
I know that. But and like I'm sure everybody who thinks that Stu could be alive, I'm sure most people are like, yes. It's also very likely that he's dead. So if they wanted to just like say y'all he's dead and just like end it, they could do that.
They could. But I'm like,
it's also that the theories, I know that, I mean, I was there, but I wasn't like really there. But I know that the theories got so much worse after the third movie because of what it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
And that they had planned that.
But and like for me, it's also just that Matthew Lillard is so into doing it.
If he was like, I would never do it, I'm like,
yeah, no, so Stu's dead. But it's the way that he's like, yes, I want to be in these movies.
The same way that Hayden said it, and who's in this movie? She said that she wanted to be, she said she was disappointed that she wasn't in the fifth one. She said that.
And I'm like...
And then she was in this one. They called her up. They be hearing the people.
They hear... And it's because, like, Skeet and Matthew are still friends.
And still constantly talking about
and Skeet's in this one.
Yeah.
He's been in the last one, too. Because he can now get a check because he's a ghost. He's a hallucination. So he's like, I can pop up whenever. And I'm telling you, Matthew's probably like, bro,
get me in there.
Get me in there.
Get me on set.
But I feel like, like Kirby, that's a big reveal. But like Stu, that is something that has to be under wraps until they are ready to show. That's not even going to be like in a promo. He's not going to be on anything.
No.
It's just going to happen.
Yeah.
So like we'll never know when it's about to happen.
If I'm in theaters.
And I really hope that if it does happen, it doesn't get leaked because I would be so pissed.
That's why that's literally why I went ahead and I broke my bank to see this movie. Cause I'm like, there's a possibility that he is alive. And the way my feed is set up, I'ma find out. I will find out. I need to be there opening day in the theaters with all the other Scream enthusiasts getting the poster. I need to be there. I have to.
Yeah, I wonder if this is just an opening day thing.
Yeah, if you are on here and you watched it like 2 weeks after it was released, tell me if you got a poster. Or even like a couple of days after and you're like, I didn't get a poster. I'm like, okay, it's just an opening day thing. They went hard.
They went hard for this.
Like all the promo, they went harder for this one than they did on any other one.
Yeah. So, but this one had, it had its twists, had its fun times. Everybody in the main cast lived.
A twist inside of a twist.
A twist inside of a twist.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting. I was like, I went in knowing I was going to be saying goodbye.
I was like, somebody's dying. And you know what?
Kirby is alive. Gail's alive. Core 4 alive.
Ghostface was racking up bodies, but it wasn't nobody important.
No.
Not a single important
They got
person.
A lot of people.
They got them.
They got literally everybody in the convenience store.
In the beginning, I was like, that is already 6 bodies.
Yeah.
I was like, that is... In the first one, wasn't that only 6?
Yeah.
In the whole movie. So, we got to...
Literally in scene 3, it was like 5 bodies.
I was like, oh, that's a lot of bodies. But then they didn't get too many after that, so...
Yeah. Kind of a shooting star type thing.
Yeah.
Started bright.
Did they get any more after that?
Yeah, because they got the girlfriend. The girlfriend on the ladder.
The girlfriend on the ladder, and they got Gail's boy toy.
Yeah, he was fine. Okay, Gail.
So yeah, got him, and yeah. So they got like 8 bodies.
But they were like anybody who's in the way. They weren't just killing to kill, to be fair.
Mm-mm.
They were very specifically going after Sam.
I mean, and that's what they said to her. They were like,
we're coming for you,
and whoever stands in the way
is gonna
And you
get
know
it.
what? He said that right before they got in the convenience store. And all
Right
those people
before
were in the way.
Came for
Said, watch your back. Ah!
Like, came.
Everybody got stabbed so many times.
Yeah.
Like, everybody got stabbed in this movie.
Yeah.
Everybody. At least once.
Yeah.
Stab. I
Oh, boy. Buddy,
Yeah.
oh boy.
I don't know if I have anything else to say. I mean, it was a lot of cute little, like, can they even be called Easter eggs when they were just shoved in our face?
I know. They're not Easter
They're not
eggs.
Easter eggs. They were just like, here.
They're trophies.
Yeah.
It was a museum within the movie.
The movie is a museum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's
they're also well aware of how much people care about the franchise, and especially the way
Yeah.
that they talk about Billy and Stu. No matter if they ever like really come back, the way they talk about them is like the respect. I think that's why I enjoy these movies so much, because they respect the original so
Yes,
much,
they do.
as do I.
Yeah.
And I like anything that likes what I like. And these movies like what I like. So, but they really like all the time.
I guess we should talk about the Sydney of it all, or the lack thereof.
Yeah. I'll miss her, but it's okay.
Yeah, it was fine that she wasn't in this movie. I didn't really like care. You guys should definitely pay her more.
Yeah.
But
and I agree with Gail that she deserves her happy
she deserves
ending.
her happy
she
ending.
never shows up in another movie.
And like
It's
is what I wanted for her.
Yeah.
I was like, just go away.
She deserves
like,
she deserves to just live. But
because she got a kid.
I would like to see her again.
Yes.
I will always want to see
And
her
I'm like,
again. And she deserves her money.
And we are like, if Stu ever does come back,
He's got to be the one.
Like,
nobody else is allowed to kill him.
No, like if she even comes back for that end scene to kill him,
yeah,
like nobody else is allowed to.
Yeah.
It just wouldn't be right.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that's everything.
I will end with this. I'm going to rank. Every time I see a new Scream, I rank them. So at the bottom of the barrel is Scream 3. Not only do I not remember it, but what I do remember is not liking it. So like all accounts, you're just not doing well. Scream 3, you're at the bottom.
Okay, Abby Lee Miller.
Yeah, this is my pyramid. At the bottom, Scream 3. You didn't dance. You're on the bottom. We're watching dance songs right now. Yeah, Scream 3 is at the bottom. I think after, I'm going to put, this hurts me, because the thing is that I genuinely like all of them. So like apart from Scream 3, none of them are really low.
Is it gonna be 4?
No. It's gonna be 5. It's gonna be 5. And it's because, as I always say, your Scream movie is as good as your reveal. And I just didn't really vibe with the reveal. I just didn't. After Scream 5, I'm going to put Scream 2. I really like Scream 2. I didn't like the second Ghostface. The first, Billy's mom, she was cool. I told you, I like family.
The other one,
the other one seemed like he was trying to be Stu so bad, and it irked me to no end.
That was the other thing with the girl in 5.
Yes.
She was also like
trying to be Stu.
Yeah.
If you're gonna be your own crazy, like eccentric, I'm
like
wild,
be your own Ghostface.
Be your own person, like you're trying to be Stu and it's not working. I don't like it. So that's what brings the second one down, is that second Ghostface irks me. So Scream 3, Scream 5, Scream 2. Then this is when it gets hard. I really like all of these movies. We know what my number 1's going to be.
I want you guys to know that Ishara literally leaned to me. Was it like at the end of the movie or like middle of the movie? And she was like, is it bad that this is already one of my favorite Scream movies?
Yeah, I think it was after the latter.
Yeah.
I like, first of all, to know me, I like things that make me feel something, because I'm usually cold and dead. So no, but I like movies and TV shows that really make me feel something emotional. I literally cried after the ladder scene. Like, it was intense. It was so much. And whenever a movie or a TV show or whatever, a book can get that out of me, I'm like, I really appreciate that you were able to do that, because I get irked when you're not able to. So it was probably after that. For now, I'm in my I just watched it high. So, like, this may shift because I don't think I would have put Scream 5 this low last time. I'm gonna say Scream 4 is next. I might change my mind. Hit me in, like, a couple of months. I'm gonna say Scream 4 next. I really love Scream 4 because I love Jill. That's a crazy bitch. That's a crazy bitch right there. Emma, that she went off as Ghostface. So, and I gotta love her. I love a Ghostface that goes off without the ghost face on. Like, she had a whole solid part of the movie there.
Yeah.
A whole good bunch of the movie where we got to see her in her full crazy. So that's why I like Scream 4. Then I'm gonna say this one. Those two might shift, but I did really like this one. And then I'm gonna say Scream. How would you rank them?
Girl, I don't know.
All right, what's your favorite and second favorite then? Is your favorite also Scream? The first one. Because the fifth one is technically called Scream. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the next one is the one we just saw.
Yep. The only two I remember. I mean, like, I remember the fourth one.
I feel like you'd probably remember the second one better because we watched that more recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were real out of order.
Second one's one with Jada?
Yes.
Okay. See, at a certain point, they all mesh together, too. So, like, I'm
That's
like,
valid.
I don't know. And we also watched them out of order. So, like, I'm like, I don't know what happened.
We went Scream 4, Scream 2, Scream 5.
Scream 6.
Yeah.
And then sprinkle Scream 1 in there, like, throughout, over and over.
Yeah.
And then Scream 3, we'll watch that on our deathbeds.
At some point, it'll get watched. I'm always in the mood, but then, like, because
I'm
always
not.
like, I want to see it.
My thing is that I barely wanted to go see this movie today. So, like, to catch me in a mood where I want to watch Scream is never. Like, the only time I've ever watched Scream with Ishara is one on her birthday, because I'm like, all right, it's your birthday. And two, when it's literally just on.
Or the first time, when I was like, I'm putting this on.
Yeah.
And I was like, I promise it's not scary.
Because, like, I'm not watching it at night. That's just not happening.
Yeah. And we usually sit down to watch things, like, when we're winding down for the day and it's nighttime, so
yeah,
it's just not gonna happen.
But yeah, so mine would be the first one and the sixth one because I just saw it.
I think I'm gonna shift the order. I'm gonna do 6-4-1. As I thought about it, I was like, I really do like Scream 4. So already, you don't have to ask me in a few months. But I did really like this one. Yeah.
All right.
If you watch to the end, then tell me your Scream order. Even if it's just, she went on Twitter and saw somebody say that they watched this movie and didn't watch 2 through 5.
So it was like, there's the first one and the sixth one. I was like, I feel like you should at least watch the fifth one.
Yeah. And it could be because of all the promo. Maybe they also thought Stu was going to show up. I don't know, but if you watched them all out of order and whatever, and you couldn't put all of them in your list, then, like, just tell me. Even if you just watched this one, maybe you're like, yeah, this is the only one I've ever watched. Go watch the first one, first of all. That's disrespectful to me and Matthew.
I feel like with any franchise, even if you don't see the in-between ones, you have to see the first one.
Yeah, because they're always
like,
gonna play on the first one and stuff. But yeah, if you haven't seen them much.
And if you don't have an order, tell us, do you think Stu's alive? What's your theory?
I'm literally dying on that hill.
I'm on it with her.
And if Matthew Lillard didn't play the hell out of Stu, maybe I wouldn't care so much. But I just want to see Stu
There's
again.
a reason why he's, like, everybody's favorite.
Yeah.
Like, there's a reason why.
Or Billy.
It's either him or Billy. But, like, you know.
I've seen a couple say they like Jill. For a good reason. Emma did her thing. But, like...
When Kirby showed up, somebody booed her.
I didn't
in
hear
the back.
that.
You didn't hear that?
No.
Yeah, she showed up, and these people in the back were like, boo. And then, but because everybody else...
people were cheering.
Because, so first everybody, or a few people cheered, and then that person started booing, and then more people started cheering to drown out the booing.
I didn't even
or cheered louder to drown out the booing.
I didn't even hear the... There was one time, I don't know what it was. I think I started a cheering thing. Because, like, it was, like, maybe, like, one clap here. And then I was like, yeah. And then I just heard everybody go. And I was like, did I start that? I just got really excited. I don't know what I was cheering about. But I was, like, really happy.
Every time there was a kill, though, everybody was like, ooh. Ooh.
Bro, all of us were reacting hard to that whole...
Everybody was like, oh, my God.
It was a rough one.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. And they tried to make us think it was Kirby. I didn't think it was her. I thought it was her for a little bit.
I did for half a second.
I was literally sitting there and I was like, no, it's not her. I was like, it's not her. They're trying to play with me.
Because, you know, there's so many theories and, like, constantly people come back and they're like, you know, even in this one, they talked about, he was like, it wouldn't make sense to be Sydney. People always thought Sydney could be a killer. It wouldn't make sense. People thought maybe Dewey, but you'd be a great one. Like, people are always like, this person can come back and be the killer.
And they can. Anybody can be the killer.
Yeah. And I'm like...
Which is also something that they touched on in, like, the group thing.
Yeah.
They were like, it could be any of us.
Yeah, just because you came back doesn't mean that you're not the killer. You could be the killer now. So when they did that, I'm like, it's possible that one day they're going to turn around and have you think that the character that was the victim before wouldn't be the person. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, all right, Kirby. Maybe you're a little crazy now. Which is like seen you in a while.
Which is one of the reasons why I'm like, the whole thing with Sam makes me weary of her ever actually being Ghostface, because like she's the most in your face.
Yeah.
But in a very Billy way.
Yeah.
That's the perfect way to do it.
The most obvious person can always still be.
Because I remember my first time watching Scream, and I was like, is he the killer?
Yeah.
And then,
you didn't believe it.
Because that's what they do in the movie. They're like, is he the killer? And then they're like, no, he's not the killer. And then they're like,
you have
he's the killer.
To remember, as a Scream watcher, no matter what, the number one rule, as said by Randy, everybody's a suspect. Period.
Bro, that's probably like the tagline of this channel.
Yes.
Because that's all we ever say.
Yes. Everyone's a suspect, including the most obvious person who then becomes the least obvious person. I'm always going to suspect you. Everybody's a suspect.
Everybody's a suspect.
And then especially in Scream, because they know that. That was their first one. If it wasn't their first one especially.
Yeah.
Their very first one. Especially because they were like, you're not going to guess it's two people.
Yeah.
So we'll get you with the second one.
Yeah.
The first one is this one. We're giving it to you.
But, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. Yeah, they tried to make me think it was Kirby. And, like, I understood that, it could have been, like, more than one person. But I was like, each of these ghost faces was taller than Kirby. She's too small.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, her height makes her a hard ghost face to be, because I'm like, unless she's running
Emma Roberts.
I know, but I'm like, unless she's running around in stilettos.
That's what she did. Emma Roberts was running around in platforms because homegirl is tiny. Because she was ghost face though.
I'm sitting there like, now she's too small.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like,
that's why I feel like it could never be Jenna. No. Tara, I peep you if those things come out, either you're a child or you're Tara. I'm gonna just kick you real quick.
I'm like, Ghostface was moving, bro.
Like, not a trip in sight, okay? Billy and Stu tripped over everything.
Okay, they were also high school students.
Air.
They were teenagers.
Yeah.
Whew. But the icons.
The
legends that they are.
Everybody respects them.
They really were true. That's why, Scream, the first one, is one that's easy for me to watch because it's not really scary.
Yeah.
Like, these movies progressively get scarier as they're being made, which I think makes me more anxious.
Because it's part of the rule. That's what she said in the franchise. Everything has to be bigger and
so it has to be
scarier every time.
But the first one, like, you basically saw him coming every time, or like, like he was tripping over air. Like, he wasn't, like, he was a threat, but he wasn't really like a threat. You're like, oh, this is a man.
Yeah.
Like, this is a man that I can just like fight a little bit.
No, this ghost face was actually a ghost. This Ghostface was legit.
Bro, he was like a
This
runner zombie.
This Ghostface was a monster. A monster.
And they were like moving and interweaving. And then when they moved at the same time, oh my god! I was like, please don't do that.
That was
Because
awesome.
are you a robot? Right. What was that?
It was really good.
It was just really when they was just coming out of different areas, and I was like,
how many are there?
I thought there was
36. Counted them myself.
I thought there was about 20.
Bro,
I thought there was at least 10.
One came this way, one came that way. Everybody was like,
it's because, and then they kept like spinning the camera. So like when you saw one, you're like, is that one that we already saw?
Yeah.
Or is that a different one? I was confused. But it was 3 this time.
That's a good subversion.
It was 3. It was a family affair.
A family affair.
But it's because like two of them were Ghostface.
Because he was barely doing Ghostface stuff.
Yeah. He wasn't really
I assume
Ghostface.
he was just on the phone.
He was like the cop and
he let his kids, the athletic, the young, he said, get up in there, y'all got this.
He was like, I'm not.
Slapped him on the back, you got it.
I'm not doing that.
He wasn't doing all that. I genuinely don't know if he put on the Ghostface costume once. I can't think of a time.
No.
Because when Homegirl died, she was out for the count. She could have been anyone.
I mean, that's what she said.
Yeah.
She was like, yeah, dying makes it easy to kill Gail or do this.
That's what Billy did. It was later on though. She died early on. He died later and then he did his thing. He was having fun with her. Rewatch that movie.
Yes, he was.
You know what? Better yet, watch our reaction.
He was having fun with her. He was having fun the whole time.
Yeah. He was having the time of his life. I'm glad that he was doing that instead of being a father. Deadbeat dad,
Should've
but
been having sex,
the least of his crimes.
Look at his daughter now.
Yeah, she messed up, but all love to her.
Not that people with mental illnesses can't have kids, but she's going through it.
She is.
Did you guys hear that?
We gotta stop. We did if you watch to the end.
I know. I'm so sorry.
6 minutes ago.
Well, if you watch to this point, how are you doing today? How you feeling? Good?
We're going to watch something lighthearted so she can go to sleep.
I have work at 8 a.m. tomorrow.
So it's got to be short. It's probably going to be a Zoe 101 or something.
Let's hope that does it. Because Anya will have nightmares. Probably going to have them anyway. All right.
Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
Goodbye.